Hello, guys. My name is Chris. I'm from Kizumi Chan's Productions, and let's get started today and doing what I'm doing right now. This is my third drawing segment, which I've been doing drawing my character. And so the last time that I have done this last week, I started to um, animate the cycle. God darn it! Sorry, guys. Um, Walk cycle for my character, and so I'm going to continue to animate this character, stuff like that. So please, if you want to follow along just to watch us, you can, or even hang out with me on Google Hangouts. So we're gonna start animating and explaining some stuff to you as I go along. And if you have any ideas at all on what I should be doing for my animations, regardless of whether you want to see another parody, you can list out in the comments below. So let me explain some stuff. Okay, Do you see this line down here? That's my walking guide for the front walk cycle. And with it, I try to aim the feet towards the red part of the line with the red circle. That's only because when I'm animating a front walk cycle, it's just a little bit easier just to make sure that the foot stays in place. So right now I'm just scrubbing through the timeline, making sure that the walk cycle looks correct. And then I'm also using a function in here called freeze bone underneath the excuse me, freeze pose underneath a bone menu. And what this will do is freeze all the bones so that way nothing will be moving on anything weird. So okay. So at this end of this walk cycle at 24 frames, I like to right click with the mouse and it will bring up this lovely menu. So you want to select cycle. So since my keyframe starts at frame 1, I like to have relative frames. And what this will do is allow me to go for 22 frames. So it will start the animation. It will begin the animation at frame 2 instead of frame 1, or else you get a jump between the animation. And sometimes you'll see that jumpiness when you are, are repeating the frame. So let's just back out of this. And, and sometimes, yeah, if that happens, I copy frame 1 and then paste on frame 24. That will actually guarantee me that when I do cycle the animation again, they'll make sure that everything's well, let's say it won't make my animation jump. Once again, go down here to cycles, select 22, your starting point. And if you notice that your feet down here are sliding a little bit, so what did you want to do? What I do is make sure that the feet are always touching the red circle. And sometimes if that doesn't help, press the onion skin. There's a button on here. This is onion skin. like that. So let's make this character blink. I know what we can do now, other than just blinking. So I just want to show you how I make this character walk. Um, so let's save this document. Um, let's save this first. And I'm going to hold off on that for that right now. Before I start on doing anything more complicated with this character, let's go ahead and make this blink action into a smart bone. So what I like to do for my bone rig, I like to make sure that I always conjoin the neck bone to the head controls. So that way, if I have to change something on the um, bone itself, I don't have to struggle and the bone moves away from the uh, character. So anyway, oops. To make sure that when you're doing the smart bones, make sure that you call it blink, same as the action. Until right now, I am doing the angle constraints to -90. That will actually give me only one direction that the bones can go in. So you want to not do that. Double click blank and then go to 120 where the eyes are closed. Don't worry, we can add more expressions later on in the character. And then do it like that. And there you go, you got the blink for the character that's connected to a smart bone. I'm not gonna worry about the eyebrows for a minute or two. not very concerned right now about that. Let's go ahead and put this walk cycle animation into a normal action. So, when I'm going to select all these keyframes in this animation, I can either copy the frames from this and copy the frames, and then double click the walk. Make sure you're on frame 1, the actions, and then, but you see there's a problem with it. It doesn't want to always want to work. That's because I selected the whole entire frames instead of just the one um, frame. It's also copy the frame 0, delete the frames, and then we'll just move them up. And so it's a good idea, guys, if if your characters are going to repeat the same action, make sure that you're always labeling your bones and your actions, especially your. It depends on what you're animating to. I like to separate my layers out into names. Okay, so after that's done, we'll just come over here and delete all these frames since they're already recorded into the action palette right over here. So once we're done with her, we can start with a forest. So when I'm going to do a background, I always start with the sky. That's just me. Let's actually radio's good. Let's give it the blue background almost. It's almost blue. Something like that. And don't worry, guys, about making mistakes. I made plenty mistakes in the past. Don't worry about it so much. I'm gonna have to make a night scene with this forest. I'm gonna just only make a vantage point or a viewpoint, and then with Anime Studio, it does come out with free already made vector objects. And a lot of the times you have to set the beer content library, which I'm not going to do. For right now, I'm going to go ahead and make a vector shape called stars. Stars are very easy to make. We all this create a shape, create a circle, hold down shift, and also make sure it's white too, or whatever the color of stars are. Sure, fine with me. So copy that, and then go over here. I forget what this tool is called. So what it does is actually oh, stars. Let's try that for a sec. What this will do is actually allow you to create a vector shape, and then you can select the width of your how to describe it. It's like a pen tool where you can draw on the thing, and then it will produce all these different vector shapes. It's pretty cool, but that's not what I need right now. Then if you're ever using Anime Studio for the first time, this is the default options for the scatter brush. Yeah, I actually know what these things are. Finally. So we do not need to color alternate. We do not need this because what this will do is actually when it creates the shape, it will actually create a different color each time that you press down on the mouse. So let's test this real fast. And depending on your horizons, where you make the ground and such, the stars won't really appear that much in your background. Oops. Okay. So let's do that real fast. Looks okay. So with my stars, of course, I like to give them a blur radius effect. I don't know. It just makes the stars look like they're glowing. It depends on your sky layer too. Oh, and speaking about that, guys, go into your layers settings, your sky. So I know that I will probably move the camera a whole bunch in the scene. I don't really need to have the layer to move, the sky layer. So I want to say immune to camera movements, then press OK. And what this will do is lock the sky down. So for example, if I come over here to the camera settings and move this, you see that the uh, background is not moving except for the stars. That's what I want. Then let's continue. It's not the month, it's a mountain. So let's go. Well, since the sky is blue, I want to reflect the blueness in the mountainside. So I'm going to select a dark blue color. Let's see what kind of forest. Uh, let's just drag this down there like that. Make sure you're selecting the whole shape, and then over here, I'm going to select this multiple curvature type of thing, because it will actually create multiple points, such as a mountain. And what I'd like to do is select the whole shape that I'm going to do, and then go over here and select the shape, and then just do like that. There we go. That's enough grain, I think. You see, you see me by doing these two different layers. It's already looking like a round layer. That's pretty good. Excuse me, guys. And then, of course, let's give her something to walk on the road. Let's give it a very dark color. If you go too dark, it's not gonna be noticeable on screen there. So, and so that reminds me, guys, a lot of YouTubers, other YouTubers that do these anime studio tutorial type of things tend to go, oh, let's use the 3D aspect. Well, in some sense, it does make sense to use the um, 3D aspect, but if you're not using the camera and you're seeing as much, it's They're rather pointless. Let's see. Uh-huh. You just have to try different things for your backgrounds. And just to be sure that that's what they like to see. Um, but a lot of people do like what is it called? Adobe Flash or Adobe Photoshop, which I do not have. But anyway. Oh, very nice. Very nice. So they look so plain on the ground. So I'm gonna group these layers into one. Call it Ouija. And this just allows you to make the backgrounds and things. When I'm separating these things. So let's make a tree. Let's make it a little bit browner. So this will be my pine tree. So I never actually did this in real time, but sure is exciting to um, use the draw backgrounds for you guys. Do that. So don't select it. So I'm gonna look a little bit darker. Here we go. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Go like this. This. Yeah, I know it looks horrible. Right now it does. And don't worry, guys. That's normal. Oh my god, that looks like a 5-year-old. Drew it. Oh well. See, with the anime studio, I consider it like a molding program, just like with clay and such guys, because all you're basically doing is um, controlling these points, the direction that you want the objects to go. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this tree. Looks horrible to me. But no, let's do that then. I'm going to give this tree a shadow. And in order to do that, I'll just copy the shape of the tree. Yeah, that will work for right now. All these things. So if you guys are wondering why I'm so sporadic with my animations, well, that's because I do have a job, so you guys have to forgive me. Um, it's kind of hard right now because for the longest time, I do not have a Wacom tablet to draw with, so and a good computer to pump my animations out or even record them. But now I do. Mm, no, I should not do that. Okay, so then after I done that, after I drawn the tree out, or any object for that matter, I always set the ordering point at the base of the um, shape or the layer. I don't know what to call it. And then, of course, let's duplicate this. The name does not matter for right now. Go ahead and make this a little bit smaller. And then duplicate this. Now, since technically this tree without this number is all behind these other ones, let's go ahead and just move them behind it so that if I do overlap them, they're not weirdly shaped. Yeah, it took me a little while to get the hang of this anime studio thing, because there's not really any tutorials out there that are good enough. Only for recently, basically when you do get the program of Anime Studio, they only give you a few files, a PDF file. If you go under to the help and say tutorials, I wish they would make the tutorials that they do come out with a lot better. But with the Anime Studio 11, Pro 11, I really like it. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry. Interruptions after interruptions. So, if you noticed that when I became mute, I copied this layer over and made some trees over here. So, I just tried to make this scene as much realistic as possible, even though it's a cartoon. So we're gonna go ahead and copy this layer. So in order to do that with Anime Studio, after I saved the file of this character, so I'm gonna copy layer, then make sure that I'm on frame 0. Then go ahead and just paste that layer into the world or the scene. Then before that, I'm going to just be putting Kara into behind these trees so that when she goes this way, more, hold on. Let me think for a bit. Do I really want that? You see, as far as I go, I don't really do the sketch layout as I should. But that's okay. Without changing a thing, I'm going to copy this layer called tree 3. Because I realized that that with the images that I already made, it did not correspond to the point of view that I currently have. But I'm going to cheat here, so yeah, you can also cheat. And move these trees in the background to over here. Maybe she's just coming up to coming from up here and just going off screen, or even she might be looking at the camera and blinking. I don't know yet. So let's go ahead and animate this character. So before I do anything, I go onto frame 1 and scale her down. And make sure that she's over on top of these tree layers. This is going to be a longer walk cycle. So let's go ahead and reset the position and then reset the scale. I know that it looks weird right now, but it will make more sense once you will see the animation effect. So let's make her bigger. So yeah, just scrub that. See, I don't like that slow down, so I'm getting us to look at these two frames, then with my mouse, right click it, then select the linear. And what I will do is make her just walk. That's what I want from my character. So anyway, after I got down the movements, do a quick save on it. And then let's go over here to the actions window and select walk cycle. To put it into the scene here, press this first one, insert reference. And what this will do is put everything um, that I just animated with her from this layer onto this one. So anyway, you want to select all, press Control F, that will freeze the frames. And since this is a fast movement, I like to keep it around 4 frames or 5, depending on which. I like to make sure that the hair is always moving because let's actually make her talk. Oh, oh, I saw my problem. Okay, not the problem. We can fix it. This is live, by the way. So, we're not going to delete all these trees. We're going to just hide them right now. And then select road. Then make sure that you're on frame 0. And now this way, I can actually see what the road will look like. And then let's go ahead and just tell these points. It doesn't really matter for this type of animation. for right now. If I make a mistake, just like I did right now, um, if I was going for a little bit longer um, animation, then I'd be worried. But right now, um, everything is fine. So let's copy this keyframe and frame one, copy it, and then select that. Let's see this again. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm going silent for a bit just to record our lines. And you'll see me animate and then make her talk and stuff. Okay, I'm going to make it right now. Okay, I'm back. Boy, that was the best time that I recorded the lines. Okay, you're not going to be able to hear hear lines, I don't think. It's only because of YouTube and its weird ways of um, recording live streams. But I will post this up later on my channel after we animate her. So as far as this goes, let's just drag this one, drag the sound file over to here so that we can um, start animating girl. So you remember me seeing that I did the blink cycle, blink animation to the smart bone. So let's not do that. And what I'm doing real fast is making sure her hair and everything is properly aligned. So anyway, I want to go over here. Since I cannot locate the bone that I want to control, you just can select the bone from over here in this menu. Do you see where I'm going to select? I want to select um, the blank. And, and so when it's highlighted, then I can start animating the bone. So after it's selected, I want to manipulate it. With some people, when they do their eyes, they think, uh, they think, what do they think? Oh, it's a 24-second action. So they'll come over here and start to animate the blinks. But what I found out is that if you do it faster and a little bit slower, it looks more just make it go faster. I'm not worried about the lip sync right now. Let's actually mark these off so that in my brain I know when she's talking and when she's not talking. I'm going to be, remain quiet for right now so that I can concentrate on this character speaking. And what I'm doing is just going ahead and animating the poses that I want. You know, with the Anime Studio, of course, I can't I can't stop gushing about the software. I think it's pretty cool software for the money because a lot of the other software, like Adobe After Effects or Adobe Flash or even Cartoon Boom, I found out that it's pretty much like expensive to have. Like with like with Cartoon Boom that I know, it, it has a ridiculous price point of $2,000, and the only animators that can afford it are like the bigger studios. So I'm not knocking on their softwares. So this one is so much nicer to just to work with stuff. So right now I'm just animating the poses. I'm surprised how fast I am going with this animation. Usually takes me hours to do. That's that's probably because I had a slow computer a couple of years ago. So I'm between the keyframes or the stuff that I'm doing. I am I am keyframing it by pressing Control F, and that will hold the bones. And then it's basically like claymation, where you just freeze it in time. It's pretty cool. If you guys can hear that. Hold on, the screen might look weird for a second. Nope. You guys cannot hear the animation. That is good. Oh, excuse me. Have you guys ever experienced anything weird, such as hearing your own voice and going, oh no. Oh, you guys have to forgive my background noises. They're doing construction everywhere around my house. Here we go. Right now, I'm just here we go. So, of course, if this was a real animation, which is not going to be, I'm well. What I like to do is download Audacity to record my voice. Let's see if we can get this thing. Of course, the built-in voice recorder to Anime Studio is okay, I guess. I don't really buy into it. Oops. Alright, both are not looking at us. What's up with that? So approach just. I'm just holding down the frames because it's a lot easier to animate later on in the animation. And with a lot of people, how they like to do the lip sync and everything. Excuse me, I'm getting distracted by the noise outside. They like to um do a switch layer. I don't know why they like to lip sync with the switch layer. I think it looks alright. I think it looks horrible, excuse me. But well, for something like animation wise, there we go. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, no. Okay. So with all the keyframes locked down, I'm gonna very quickly I'm gonna start to barely animating her mouth movements right now. And see, since I already have the keyframes for the mouth already in to my animation, I can start doing something like this. Let me see if the mouse shapes are properly aligned, which they are. You might as well be noticing too that I'm being super quiet right now. That's only because I'm listening to the content, um, the vowels and such for the wave file that I just spoke. But then I'm using I guess you can call it subtle body movements. All makes sense. All makes sense after I have completely done this animation. So, um, if you do notice too that I have a four mm, mouth shapes for my mouth there, that's only because I found out with Anime Studio course, if you try to do a lot of things all at once, it becomes a giant mess. And if you guys notice too that sorry guys, I'm distracted right now. Okay, I'm going to turn away from this animation for right now to talk to you. If you guys notice that I use four mouses for my lip syncing, that's only because it's a lot easier just to animate. But instead of like 26 mouse shapes, I don't like this mouth. I don't like this blinking, so I'm gonna pare back. There we go. Right, right. Mm. Mm. Do something like that. Well, at least one good thing about this live stream is that you cannot hear my you can hear my awful voice. You cannot hear what I recorded. And when you are doing your arts, well, especially for me, I like to use O's, and then I like to go with A's. It's not very complicated. I did not want to do that. If you guys are curious, the songs that I cover for Adventure Time and MLP is a lot harder than her. Not only do you have the sound wave, but she is talking. Not only do you have, sorry, I'm getting off track again. Let's have to switch that around. Not only do you have to contend with the um, sound that the character is talking or singing about, you got to mention to that if you're going to do music, you have to distinguish what is singing and uh, um, what is it called, the guitar, for example, or a piano. And sometimes, if you are done with this lip syncing with my style of work, you can actually go ahead and do something like I'm doing, deciding like doing the which is called the add smoother details. I did not mean to do that. The hair comes up a little bit. Yeah. Um. Ooh, ooh. I hate when I do that. I haven't used the other direction yet. Gonna do it. And so what I'm doing, guys, is just giving the illusion of movement. I'm gonna okay, I'm trying to think. Because I don't want you guys to get too bored with my animation. Just because you're rambling on. Okay. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and finish this animation, and then I will render it and we'll call it a day. Oops, that'd be funny. Just cut out that just to make it simpler for the audience to process. I'm not gonna use this last part after all because I think I took a little too much of a pause to do that. So, okay, after I got that done, I'm gonna search on the YouTube real fast, and a lot of people that are not, that I know are having trouble finding music for their videos. Um, this is thing under Creator Studio under your profile. Just go under here and then click Creator Studio. Then it'll bring up your blah 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 stuff. Then over here where it says create. Um, this is a helpful tool to use. And with this first tab versus free music, you can actually go ahead and browse the many selections that it has. But you just have to play with the, no, I don't. You just have to play with the settings. And if you notice over here where it says create a common things over here. Well, that just means that the author wants you to solicit their work. When you do this, should I add music? Should I add music? Should I add music? Yeah, I should add music. Let's go with this one real fast and save it. And it's usually pretty fast if you have a good computer, guys. 35%, 36. It's almost done. I'm surprised that it's this fast. So after it downloaded, I guess this is my fast tutorial for how to install music to your soundtracks. So anyway, after you downloaded the music, go over here and then what I'd like to do is um, always select the frame zero just because it's easier to control stuff. Then go ahead and just drag it into your Anime Studio file. Then it should load up like that. And then you might want to play with it a little bit. In the sequencer, that's horrible. What's horrible about it is that the sound that I'm hearing is way too loud for the audio to be recognizable. So from zero, you just want to bring it down to um, 0.10. And so after you scrub through this for a couple of times and you're pleased with the outcome, maybe your um, um, video itself. Now, since I switched computers over to a Mac to Windows, I don't really have a good editing the video software yet to do my animations with. If I'm doing something a little bit larger, with my videos, like a music video, for instance. I would have this MP3 track separate from my videos when I render it out. Okay, guys. So I am done for today. You're more than welcome to rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to see more, just post stuff below the comments below. I could do practically anything right now at the Anime Studio, guys. And if you're interested in voice acting, um, voice acting with my characters, please hit me up. Okay. I'll probably do this next week also. So see you guys. Bye bye.